Oh, it's another day here at the Comeback Team Studios. And this is your boy, Bek Lover, and you're tuned in to the Bek Lover podcast. Interesting times where I cover all the headlines, stories, gossip, all the crazy news around the world. And believe me, my friends, it's getting really, really, really crazy out there right now. So I hope you stay tuned, hit the subscribe button, and we're going to jump right into all the headlines. Since the last time I broadcasted, I did an emergency release. Last night, I had two eyewitnesses who were in the crowd at the rally where Trump, former President Trump, and maybe future President Trump, was almost assassinated by a guy that looks like he hasn't seen sunlight in about 15 years. I'm finding a real hard time believing all the news that's coming out. But in any event, I have footage that you haven't seen by the mainstream media. I have testimony from people that were there and what they think happened and what went on. I got pictures and videos of guys on roofs who were clearly facing towards the direction of the shooter with binoculars. And miraculously, they sat back and waited for this guy to open fire, which makes absolutely no sense. In any event, you can check out that full episode on my YouTube channel or Spotify or anywhere podcasts are received. But if you want to watch this show, you got to watch us on YouTube, Spotify, or Rumble. Make sure you subscribe to all my social media. I'm on X. I'm hosting live spaces. I was with Grant Cardone earlier today in a space hosted by my friend Maze Love, who's on X. Check out Maze Love. I go into a lot of her X spaces where we discuss all kinds of crazy stuff. In any event, I want to show you a clip from my interview I did yesterday with Vatan Tana and Steve Lashko, who both flew. They have their own little airplane. They flew from Connecticut into Butler, Pennsylvania area to be at this rally. And I've known Vatan for about 15 years. So this is to dispel any myths that this thing was staged. Okay, someone passed away because they were hit by a bullet. Now, why it happened and what could have really happened, that's a whole nother discussion, my friends. But they're trying to say that there was errors and the secrets. I just don't buy it. Not with the political climate we've been in and not the way this area was set up. It's just, to me, it just seems too much of a coincidence for this 20-year-old nobody with no real military training or anything like that to be able to take a 1 in a billion shot at one of the most powerful people in the world. And the only reason he survived was he turned his head last second. It's crazy. Let's take a look at this interview I did yesterday for those of you that are just finding out about it. Wow.
Baton, I didn't even realize you took this, bro.
Yeah, unreal.
Unreal. So you almost witnessed the assassination of a current candidate, former president. Now, how far away was the shooter? Because to me, I understand how they couldn't see this guy on the roof.
Steven will let you know the whole clip.
Steven, what the hell, man?
Steven has those pictures.
Yeah.
Look at those
let me see.
Secret Service pictures, the ones all the way in the right. Yeah, those ones.
Here?
Right there, right. So
Okay.
Steven took all these pictures. This guy was
These were the ones that took out the shooter,
Yeah,
correct?
so this
this
guy-
is your phone taking a picture of these
Yes,
guys.
this is Steven. So
Yes.
this guy was facing the shooter.
The entire time?
directly. Entire time. Steven, please.
So listen, I wrote it all down right here, exact timestamps, because I was curious to see how long they were looking at this fucker, and they didn't do anything. We were in there 5:45 in position, right? The first time that I saw that picture that you had up on the screen of the guy on the roof looking to the right of Trump, they were clearly looking at the warehouse, was 5:55. Trump comes in a little bit after 6. They're still looking at 6 p.m. Trump comes out. They're still looking. I think I sent you the video. If not, I can send it to you again. 6:05, he's talking, and I'm just writing this all down based off of my timestamps of what I have on my phone, because when you're there, you're not thinking about the time. And 6:11, he gets shot. Before he gets shot, there's videos out there. I don't have it, of them totally locked in. They're down on their knees, both of them. They're not in their binoculars anymore. They're in the rifle scope, and they're looking down, both of them to the right, at the building, which was about, I think they said 150, give or take, yards away, probably less realistically. I'm puzzled why they took so long to take the shot, because they were looking since 5:55 and they didn't take the shot until 6:11. I mean, that's 16 minutes of just
which is
staring at this
amazing.
guy.
And there's no way you can have that type of, in my opinion, a sniper scope. First of all, that sniper rifle is no joke. That one that I seen,
Yeah,
that's the one where you can shoot someone dead from a mile and a half away if you know what you're doing.
yeah. The zoom range on those things is insane. I mean, for a 100-yard, 150-yard shot, you look down that thing, because I have a very similar hunting rifle with a scope on it. Like, I know how far I could shoot it, right? 100 yards is regular business for that kind of thing. 150 is not too much. I mean, there's guys out there that are shooting 200-300 yards with no problem. I don't know why they didn't shoot. Maybe they thought it was some kid fucking around and crawling on top of the building. Maybe they thought it was another police officer. I have no idea. I'm puzzled why they didn't take him out. But they waited until he shot first.
But to me, when you see these images from these guys' cell phones, they have these large binoculars. Like, how do they not see this coming? This is not a major metropolitan area with tons of buildings and roofs all condensedly together. It just does not make sense to me, folks. So you be the judge of what you think's really going on. Drop a comment. Do you think that this was this nerd-looking, no offense, okay, this kid was capable of getting past all these security measures? He's not even dressed in camo or nothing. He probably couldn't shoot that accurate to come within a millimeter of ending the life of Donald Trump. I mean, I just don't buy it. There has to be more to this story. There's no way that this kid, okay, it's different if a kid like this walks into a school with children who are defenseless, okay? And there's another difference between being hundreds of yards away and coming that close to ending the life of one of the most guarded people in the world, where they're scanning the roofs. I mean, it just does not make sense. Drop a comment. Who do you think is responsible for this? Okay, very weird, man. Very weird. It's got conspiracy written all over it. In any event, the fact that he survived, let alone he survived, which is already making him lucky. A lot of things now. He's even more ahead in the polls now. He's turned into this mythological figure who God's hand is upon, and he's going to save America and save the West. Okay? But the Secret Service director is being ripped for an unacceptable response to Trump's assassination attempt. This is reported by Fox News. Former FBI agent slammed the director of Secret Service in the wake of the assassination attempt of former President Trump, warning the response has been unacceptable. I agree it was unacceptable. Like, they took their sweet-ass time on that stage, regardless if he wants to put his hand or not. And, yeah, he is a big guy. I mean, he is a big dude, right? So, I mean, I don't know. But to me, it's like we've seen attempts on other leaders, and they just grab them. They don't ask them questions. They don't let them pose for a photo, none of that shit. Okay, which is fueling other conspiracies that, oh, Trump was doing the, nah. But would he be defined? In the video, in my interview, you can hear them saying, is he down? Yeah, they got him. Meaning that they can tell in the crowd that the shooter's been neutralized. So Trump felt safe enough to stop there, based on the video that I saw. So shut off your phones when you're a podcaster, okay? Note to self. In any event, Secret Service, in my opinion, is definitely not doing their job, or purposely not doing their job. While this is going on, Trump has now announced his VP will be Ohio Senator J.D. Vance to be his vice president. Okay, speaking of dork-looking people. But I just find it really hard that this kid right here could have pulled this all off on his own. It's just impossible, in my opinion. Getting back to J.D. Vance. Former President Donald Trump has selected Ohio Senator J.D. Vance as his running mate, elevating a staunchy ally and young GOP star who has less than a decade ago rose to prominence as a Trump critic. But over the last few years, Vance 39 has emerged as a Trump loyalist, becoming one of his most vocal defenders in the Senate and a frequent surrogate on television as he called for the party to embrace Trump's populist agenda. After lengthy deliberation and thought, and considering the tremendous talents of many others, I have decided that the person best suited to assume the position of vice president of the U.S. is Senator J.D. Vance of the great state of Ohio, Trump wrote on his Truth Social website. So that's your VP if Trump wins. Other good news, judge who dismissed Trump criminal case is future Supreme Court Justice. Far-right Florida congressman is asked by critic, are you admitting to a quid pro quo? The far-right Florida Republican Matt Gaetz has hailed Alien Cannon, the judge who dismissed the classified documents case against Donald Trump, as a future Supreme Court justice. Future Supreme Court Justice Cannon Gaetz posted Monday to social media with a picture of a Florida jurist. In 4 years as president, Trump nominated 3 hardline right-wingers to the Supreme Court. Tilted 6-3 to the right, the court has delighted conservatives and enraged liberals by handing down epochal rulings against abortion, restricting gun control, granting presidential immunity, and more. Trump nominated Cannon to the federal bench in November 2020 at the end of his time in power. Since leaving the White House, he has faced unprecedented legal jeopardy. In civil cases, Trump was fined millions for business fraud and defamation arising from a rape allegation, a judge called substantially true. The bottom line is it's been a good damn week for Donald Trump. Besides not dying, cases against him are being dismissed, and it seems like the momentum has shifted momentously in Donald Trump's favor to take this election by a landslide. Security has increased across New York City as Trump plans to hold more rallies. This is reported by Eyewitness News in New York. Security is being increased across New York City as Donald Trump plans to hold various rallies across New York leading up to the presidential election. Trump Tower is one of Trump's main home bases in the city, so it's no surprise security has been increased there since the assassination attempt at a rally in PA over the weekend. But while the former president is now in Milwaukee, he has gone on record saying he wants to hold rallies at places like Madison Square Garden, on Staten Island, and in Nassau County. So plans are being tweaked and fine-tuned to make sure nothing like what happened Saturday in Pennsylvania happens again. Someone else people think should have protection, and I think just because he has the last name Kennedy, is Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and it's an article by Axios saying that he should get Secret Service protection, and I agree. His family's been annihilated by assassinations. No one more than this family in American history. Former President Trump on Monday said it was imperative for the Secret Service to protect long-shirt independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. I can't believe they're denying him this protection, being that he is public and from a family that was taken out multiple times because of assassinations. So, in other news, pancreatic cancer breakthrough, a scientist spot gene that allows disease to spread. A breakthrough in understanding how pancreatic cancer spreads could pave the way for new treatments. Scientists have discovered how pancreatic cancer suppresses the function of a gene called HNF4A. Sounds like another thing about to be released from China, which is crucial to the healthy functioning of the pancreas and insulin production and allows the cancer to spread. Pancreatic cancer is one of the deadliest forms of disease because it grows so quickly and hard to treat. There are around 10,500 new cases in the UK every year, but just 10% of people will survive beyond 5 years. It claims nearly 9,000 lives each year have taken the lives of famous people such as Alan Rickman, Sir John Hurt, Steve Jobs, and Patrick Swayze. I better go get my colon checked out. Israel launches new Gaza strikes after a weekend attack kills scores in safe zone. Okay, I don't know why they just can't get this right already. Every time they hit someone, they kill a lot of innocent people, and they want people not to feel bad for them. Not working in your favor, Israel. Almost 50% of cancer deaths in the U.S. may be preventable, new study finds. Modifiable risk factors from cigarette smoking to a lack of exercise could be responsible for adults over age 30. Large number of cancer cases and deaths in the U.S. are attributed to potentially modifiable risk factors, underscoring the potential to substantially reduce the cancer burden through broad and equitable implementation of preventative initiatives. In 19 of the 30 cancer types studied, more than half of the cases and deaths were due to potentially modifiable risk factors. And I agree, smoking, eating like shit, drinking, doing drugs, staying on a cell phone all day like this, Bluetooth stuff in your brains, guarantee you this stuff doesn't help you with cancer. In any event, this is a short and sweet episode. We live in interesting times indeed. The world is poised for chaos. Who will take the Oval Office, and is one man enough to change the stench of Washington, D.C., which affects the rest of the world? This is your boy Bek Lover. Stay tuned for all the updates, news, crazy stories. Hey, I pulled this one out of my ass. Literally got 2 people that were at the rally, put footage that the world hasn't seen, and perspective that maybe you haven't heard about what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania. Your boy Bek Lover did this, so stay tuned for more cool, amazing content, news, stories, interviews. I'm coming at you, my friends. and I need the love. So hit the subscribe button. Make sure you share. And remember, Bek Lover is here to bring you interesting time.